Welcome to the home of the Blue Hens in Newark and Delaware Stadium. The Blue Hens will boot it away to start the game. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Jacksonville State's offense will have the football first. And you've got to believe this defense has put in extra time to try to slow down this tight end, David, with the question, can they even stop him?
It's one thing to watch it. It's another thing to stop it. And just impressed with the way they move him around. They use him. Sometimes he blocks. Sometimes he's a wide receiver. You're like, sometimes he's a lineman. Sometimes he's a wide receiver. So tough to figure out where he's going to be to double team him. But I bet he's got the attention of this defense, Jesse.
He does for sure, and because of that, David, I think it's going to open up some opportunities for maybe some of the other guys out wide. If you've got two guys covering the tight end as a quarterback, you've got to be ready to throw the football somewhere else sometimes, and so you might see a little bit more balance in the passing attack today.
The short hands, it's Hainsworth. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. The Gamecocks want to pick up the tempo. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Quick completion on the out route. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the first down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. All right, guys, let's take a minute to think about Jacksonville State. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have two teams playing so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out today?
Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Blue Hens offense will have its first possession of the game. And, David, we've got a quarterback today who's been known for making enough plays when his team needs them.
Yeah, and listen, he's a guy that this offense is built around him. But, Jesse, he's not the guy that's going to take over. He needs the running game to get going. He needs the passing game. He needs a little bit of balance. Really good football player, but he needs the help of the quality teammates around him.
Yeah, you're right. I think the one thing we've seen with this guy is he's got to get into a rhythm in games early, right? And so whether it's running the football or getting a few completions early to get his confidence going, because once that happens, he's very, very good.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. On the option. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. Goes to the option. And that ball's free behind the line. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. A lot of ball head. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
Gets it out fast. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground to the left, stiffing the goal line. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football. Decision time right here. I like going for it. You're playing on the road. You have an opportunity to take the crowd out of it a little bit here. Why not just line up quickly and just try to run the ball?
Yeah, stay aggressive. I mean, you want to shut these people up. You want to quiet them down, but field goals don't do that.
Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. Touchdown.
Oh, that's it. Shit, I'm not Christian.
State. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And that is why timing is so important in the passing game. That is a critical 4th down. Down near the goal line, everything's going to happen quickly. It's got to be a great route. The quarterback has to get rid of it on time and make an accurate throw. 2 dudes on the exact same page coming up with a massive touchdown down near the goal line on 4th down.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Okay, guys, here comes the Delaware offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here.
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long. So they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just wait for that one opportunity.
They can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move.
It's so hard to force fumbles, and when you do, you so badly want to get them. You're crawling, you're doing whatever you can to get there as a defender, but the offense fortunate enough to cover it back up.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. And the Blue Hens line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. At midfield, trying to turn it upfield. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on 0. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. He finds a soft spot in the middle. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Fights off the defender. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the ground, he's got it again. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. The Gamecocks want to crank the tempo.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
They'll try to get it through the air. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete.
Yeah, third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Makes a catch. First down and maybe a lot more. He's got it inside the 10. Mark him out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
First and goal, Jacksonville State.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Touchdown, Gamecocks! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, he's a matchup nightmare because of his size and his speed. It's so difficult for defenses to defend this guy. Nice job there working the post route, really accurate throw, and it ends up being a touchdown.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, one of the biggest games of the week is playing out right now. Let's check in on this top 25 battle. LSU is down, but they are not out of it. Not in Tiger Stadium, a place Bear Bryant once said was like playing inside a drum. Maybe the best home field advantage in football. They're trailing by just 4 to Alabama.
He'll toss it.
It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have SEC fans buzzing all week. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Blue Hens can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Across the 45. Big play in the running game, and they get him out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. They've got it first and 10 at the 50. Now on the option. Hard running there. Recovers the fumble, and he's still going.
Woo. Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
And the Blue Hens with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Looking for a crease. It's Ogden. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the break, and Jacksonville State has the lead. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Well, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there.
False start, offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Coming to the line of scrimmage on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Caught behind the line. It's Ogden. Turns it on in midfield. Looks as if they might have that screen really set up, but he'll be stopped short of the marker. It's fourth down.
I mean, the great news is you just came up with a huge completion on 3rd down, but the bad news is you're still miles away from picking up this first because of how poor you were 1st and 2nd down. Moving forward in this game, the offense has got to do a better job early in the drive to at least give them a chance to have some success.
Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They'll move the tight end. From the gun to give, looking for room. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Finds his big tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Catch in the middle, it's Zimmerman. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that 1st down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that, you got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Throws to the tight end. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. From the gun, running back on the move. He stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a 3rd and long. Throwing right. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. Dead center perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
Bringing it back. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Guys, the Blue Hen offense going to work. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point, Dave.
Yeah, nothing went well in the 1st quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now, chip into this lead, try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to the half.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps, everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You can tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Unloads to the wideout. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Blue Hens decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals.
Turning on the Jets. And he'll take it to the house. He got... Touchdown, Jacksonville State. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here this Week 11 performance.
Have a day, young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not 1, not 2, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And now the Blue Hen offense onto the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Here comes the option. He'll toss it. Breaks into the open. The 30. He's at the touchdown, Delaware. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
And what execution by the offense. The quarterback making the right decision on the defender quickly. Get it to your running back. How about the wide receivers and everybody else blocking in space, creating an alley so the running back can do the rest and make the huge play for the touchdown.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on home. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. With the catch, it's Zimmerman. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. Now the play fake. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up. But it's an incompletion. And the Gamecocks send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Guys, the Delaware offense going back to work. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled, you realize what's going on. Now, I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
They'll run the option. The pitch. There he goes. Past the 30. The tag. Touchdown, Blue Hens. Great job by the back on the option.
And the big play starts with the quarterback making the right decision, getting the defense to come to him, pitching the football, and Jesse, the running back, catches it and does the rest.
He does, and he also has good blocking downfield, too. Some of those receivers outside helping him out, but, man, with his speed when he's on the perimeter, the options executed that well, it is virtually impossible to stop.
Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead, Paul.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Catch in the middle. It's Zimmerman. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. To the air on second down. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete. The Gamecocks come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. Tries to slither forward on the sneak. And he just needed a few inches, and the defense was surly and nasty and said, no, sirree. They kick it away on fourth down. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds.
And that is why this punter is such a big weapon. He can completely flip the field. He's got a cannon for a leg. That was a moonshot They were able to get downfield.
Couldn't fight his way out of the end zone, and they get him for a safety. After giving up the safety, they'll have to kick it away.
And that's exactly what you call complementary football. The punter doing a great job downing the opponent inside their own 5-yard line. Then the defense takes the field, and they get the safety. You've got to love that if you're the head coach.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. From the gun, they'll try the middle. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. And the Gamecocks want to move quickly.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
It's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Offensive players, when they got the ball, man, they're trying to make plays, right? Trying to make you miss. There's nothing better than closing that gap and sticking that head right in that guy's chest and causing a fumble.
Okay, guys, here comes the Delaware offense onto the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency, Dave.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
On the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I just love the way the defense prepares. Each and every week we see this defense come out, and it's like 11 guys. They've got their head in the game, and they're playing as one unit. They knew it was going to be tough facing...
Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. Running wide open down the gut of the field. 10. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Defense putting points on the board. He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. Kickoff unit gets... Extra work as this lead has really grown. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Guys, the Blue Hen offense going to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum.
Turning it on! He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. The option look. And maybe a wise move not to... try the pitch as he's knocked down in the backfield.
I just love the individual one-on-one effort by the defense there. Offense trying to go option, QB keeps it, but just too many defenders winning their one-on-one battles, defeating blocks, and getting the tackle for loss.
And the Blue Hens now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Pressure coming. Under heat, and he gets rid of it. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down. And now this offense will try to overcome that second down incompletion. Quarterback making adjustments. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the first half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead, but with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they've put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the first half.
He wants to start this drive with a pass. Makes the grab. It's Hainsworth. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. After that last completion, it's second down. Tight end now in motion. To the ground with the back. It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a third and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. From the gun, wants to pass. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at fourth and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And this one is perfect. And now the lead is even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Kansas State is up big right now, and what's shaping up to be a blowout they'll remember in Manhattan for some time. They're up 14 over Kennesaw State. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. On the option. Now the toss. Oh, he's got some space. Across the 40 out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move.
Defenses have had their hands full slowing this guy down all season long. It's the speed, and it's the open field running ability and vision. That's why he's second in the nation in rushing yards, and that's why he's square in the conversation for the Heisman Trophy.
Just gets rid of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. That's caught. It's Ogden. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. One more snap coming before halftime. Wants to adjust the pattern. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. The Gamecocks will kick it off to start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And now the Blue Hen offense onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
Gives it on the option. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They'll run the option. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Ogden. Past the first down marker and still running. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41.
How about the defense trying to slow this dude down? He's a Heisman contender for a reason. He's so difficult to tackle, and what a challenge. All week long, they knew that they had to key on this guy and really try to at least limit him if they were going to.
Breaks into the open. Past the 10. Touchdown, Blue Head. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
This option play puts so much stress on a defense because if the pitch guy ends up getting the football, there's usually only one defender left to make the tackle. If that guy doesn't get him down, he's gone. And that's what you just saw on that play.
And right down the middle. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on home. This lead that they've been working with has dwindled to 2 possessions, and now they'll try to find a little breathing room on this drive. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
One of the things I like about this defense is their DBs are not afraid to put their face in the fan and go tackle. And you saw it that time with the cornerback making a great play, tackling the quarterback on the option for a big loss.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Man, on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Makes the grab on the big throw. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Just keeps slinging it. Dumps it to the back. This one's complete. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Wants to go up top on first down. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And it's such an advantage for this defense to have an outside linebacker like that can rush the passer because they can set the edge. They can get off the ball, and they're just way too fast for tight ends or for offensive tackles to get out and block them.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Hainsworth. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. Finds his man. It's Zimmerman. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. So here comes the field goal unit. They've been doing work today. They've already made a couple. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
Looking for blockers. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Guys, the Delaware offense going back to work. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The give to the back. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
He'll ride his man on the option. Now the pitch. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. On the option. Quarterback on the keeper. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Goes to the option. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
Now, a 4th down.
Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Now on the option. Now the pitch. And he was able to push forward for a solid gain as the clock strikes 0 here in the 3rd. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. There he goes. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
A huge game. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and have a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time. They're able to make a quick stop.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Here comes the option. And the defense knew exactly where that 1st down line was, and they stopped him short.
And man, what an... call. 4th and medium, and the offense says run. They don't want to pass the football. They run the option. They get it to the pitch man. He catches it, but this defense does a really good job. You could tell they know where the sticks are, and they get the big turnover on downs.
Never a doubt. It's our forced to settle for the field goal. And for a quick update. Let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A lot of interest in this CUSA showdown today, so let's catch you up to speed on things. Western Kentucky is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage, but despite all that, we still have a very close game. They're up by 6 over Liberty. We'll keep you updated as this one goes forward in a game that could shake up the CUSA race significantly.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. At the 40, there he goes. Oh, a lot of space. Flips the field in an instant, and he has it down to the 25-yard line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down and make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to go up top. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires left. Makes the catch. And he'll run out of bounds just short of the goal line. Wanted to get it in, but couldn't quite get home. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Tries again to get it in. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And on that situation on the 1-yard line, the defense brings so many guys. Palmer gets in the backfield, creates the negative play.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the overall athleticism of this defense. They've got guys flying to the ball.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced a turnover.
It's just frustrating. You know, you're an offense. You're in a great position. You're up by 2 scores. All you do is take care of the football. Premium, taking care of the football. We're trying to run some clock. We're trying to get out of here with a W. Turning the football over is the worst thing you can possibly do.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Off play action. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Open field on the right. Nice job to pick up the 1st down, and they'll spot it at the 42. The Blue Hens are in the hurry-up.
And I think the biggest thing for this young man is we've seen him be so great all throughout the season. How do you finish? And how do you finish decides if you win that big trophy at the end of the year. He's in the Heisman running late in the season. I bet you he'll get a lot of touches today.
Well, one of the reasons this offense likes the option game with the quarterback is to use his speed and try to attack the perimeter of the field. The defense, though, not having any of it. You saw the contain on the play, forcing him back in the middle of the field, and they're able to corral him for a huge loss.
And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back, just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swarmed around him, and that's a loss.
Got a man in the middle. He gets inside the 40 to the 39, but he is still well short of that 1st down marker. It'll be 4th down. They'll run play action. Rushes on him. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Got enough for the 1st down. He's loose down the middle. Touchdown, Jacksonville. the punishment has been extended. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that, and he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners when he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown.
Okay, guys, here comes the Delaware offense onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No. But they got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
And the Blue Hens with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. Crosses the 35. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picked up the 1st down. And how about the timing on that pitch? Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Sends it back in motion. Looking for a man. It's Selvia. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Getting closer and closer to midfield. Out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism. He showed you he has the ability to hurt you with his legs.
He just has a nose for those little crevices to be able to find space, and he picks up the 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Out of bounds at the 33, but not before the big pickup for the ground game. The Blue Hens back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? On the option. He'll pitch it. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
Don't even think about sending the special teams out on 4th down and 3. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. That'll be enough for a 1st down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. The option look. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Timeout call by the offense. 24 seconds left on the clock. So now it's 2nd and long. To the air, it's Selvia. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Delaware.
And a nice touchdown. Continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
On the option. He's not quite going to get there, and the try for two fails, and they are unable to cut into this lead any further. The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play.
Timeout, Delaware.
Time is against them, still down by 2 scores, but they'll line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking to build on this win moving ahead because they've got bigger goals down the road, Dave.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes throughout the season, man. Some moments that really say this team could be really, really good. And so I think you continue to improve. You know at the end of the season, I get to take a vacation. Wherever the bowl game is, we get a free trip with my boys, but there's some work to be done still.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.